totally flying by the seat of my pants today. It's a Tuesday, and so, what'd you find?
I found
Krabby! Yay, Krabby! So side note, we're doing the toy rotation, excuse me, for real this time. And so today was the first day of pulling out rotated toys that have been put away for 3 months, and it went over swimmingly. And so I went ahead and filled up 3 totes with toys that have been out for the last 3 months and put them away already. And we've been playing and playing and playing all morning. Alexandra Sue has a what did I come down here for? Has a doctor's appointment today for her hemangiomas, and I have a feeling that she needs to go up on her dose of her medicine. I remember what I came down for. I made the kids a platter to eat kind of for lunch. I'm all over the place, I'm sorry. So she has an appointment today. I made it like a month and a half ago because she's seeing a pediatric dermatologist, and those are kind of hard to get into, and so you can't just make an appointment and go in. So anyway, I don't want to miss the appointment, and I just took whatever they had available. Here's a little notch you can tear at. I took whatever they gave me because it's a pediatric dermatologist, and they just don't have, I wasn't gonna sit there and be like, I have availability here and here, and that's it. So I just took what they gave me, decided I would figure it out when the time came. Well, the time has come, and I would normally just see if my mom could run over, but they have actually had what sounds like norovirus, and they're both fine now, but norovirus potentially is contagious for 48 hours after your last symptom ends. And like my mom still had a little bit of lingering symptoms yesterday, so I just don't want to risk it. So anyway, I'm not asking her to come over, and we are so blessed by the family that is close by. It just allows us to do more things. So like Bear takes piano lessons on Thursdays. I can put your shoes on, come on over. So he has piano lessons on Thursdays, and Brad and I are both working during that time, and so my Aunt Betty Buck takes him to piano lessons, and I go pick him up after work. So I already like use her on Thursdays, and I just don't want to wear him out. I know that like where we're currently at, they're happy to help. They still enjoy the kids. I just don't want to like overdo it, I guess. That was a very long way of saying I'm taking all 5 kids to Alisu's appointment at 1 o'clock, which is right during nap time. And it is going to go fine. It's going to be perfect. There's an account I follow on Instagram called, I think it's something about our youngs. Raising our youngs.
I did do it. I did put my foot in.
You did put your toes in.
This is how I do it. Okay, watch me.
And she has 9 kids?
Mommy, watch me.
She's quadrupling.
Yay.
Yay. I think they were trying for number 6 and got 6 through 9. And they also have a set of twins, I believe. I'm not exactly sure what their family dynamic is, but I know that they have like a lot of small children. And she's just so inspiring because she's always very positive. And she takes them all, like when they have checkups or whatever, she takes them all. And I think her husband is usually at work and doesn't look like they have a whole lot of help close by. So she's very inspiring to say the least. And if she can do it, I can do it. And I just, fruit snacks, they're good in moderation. They're really yummy. So anyway, that's the plan. We're gonna go do this. Sometimes the timing's not ideal, but it's gonna go fine. It's gonna be fine. The only one that like really still depends on a nap most of the time is Eloise. But when she does have to skip a nap, she usually does pretty darn well. It's just like if we have to skip multiple naps in a row that it sort of adds up and she struggles a bit. But as it is, she's kind of fighting bedtime on days that she naps really well. She'll fight bedtime a little bit. So it's kind of nice when she skips a nap because she'll go down for bed a bit easier.
I believe it. Those probably get pretty warm. What a day! What a day! What a day! So did you vlog at all?
You hear her laughing?
Oh.
I have something to tell you.
What, Bear?
On the phone.
What?
You can't see me on the phone. I was trying to say that I love you.
Did you vlog at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I vlogged when I was getting
Daddy, I
ready
have
to go.
something to say.
Oh, okay.
I have something to say.
Okay, Bear.
And, well, the ride back home, we were broken down. We needed more gas.
Yeah, we need to talk about that. Hey, that was a great job talking to the camera. That was really good.
Yeah.
Probably not a good angle.
They're back.
Okay. So we'll go over the whole story in just a little bit. Bear, do you like your new pajamas and toy?
Yeah.
Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
Yeah. We'll show the girls what they got as well. Yeah, someone sent those from Zulily. That's how you pronounce it. So thank you. The only problem with the Zulily thing is we just never know who sent it. So thank you. And I'll show the girls here in just a couple minutes. Look how cute those are. Can you girls say thank you to who sent those?
Thank you.
Yeah, they're really awesome. Tell me you have a toddler without telling me you have a toddler. Anyway, where were we? So you vlogged a little bit before you left.
Yes.
Okay.
Couldn't have gone more smooth. Like the whole trip.
Yeah, so
I have a little bit of footage from the office.
Bear's awake. What'd the doctor say about Eloise?
She's great. Her hemangiomas are stable, and there's even a couple that are looking a little bit better, like the one on her back is fading a little bit. You guys probably don't even see her largest hemangiomas because they're in like hidden
On her
areas.
scalp and on her back.
On her thigh, she has a big one, like right at her very lower back, upper booty. There's a big one. She has a pretty big one on her arm that maybe you guys see, but the name of the game right now is to keep them stable because from 3 to 6 months they grow rapidly. So it's working.
And she's almost 6 months old.
Right. She's 5 months old tomorrow.
Tomorrow's 5 months.
Crazy.
Okay.
And they upped her dose
Yeah.
to compensate for her weight, which is 15 pounds.
15 pounds.
We'll have to look back and see how much Bear and Lyndle weighed at just shy of 5 months.
How old was Eloise when she had her surgery? Because she was what, 10 pounds?
She was 5 months old, I think.
Well, there
Is
you
that
go.
right?
Maybe 4 months.
She had it in March of 2020, like right before things shut down from COVID.
So
No, that's six.
probably 5 months
5
old.
months old.
Yeah.
She was more than 10 pounds though when she had it.
Yeah, they were just waiting for her to get to 10 pounds.
Yes. So yes, everything went great. We got on the road. The babies were, here's my neurotic self coming out. Their like maximum happy wait time is 2 hours, and we were like pushing 2 hours and 15 minutes when we left. Not a big deal, but like we needed to get on the road, and they were both starting to melt down a little bit, get driving, so they could nap in the car. And so we took off, and a few minutes into the drive, I saw that I had a low gas alert on my dash.
And you're like, oh no.
Well, it said like 37 miles or something. So I was like, oh, we'll make it, they'll only take a half-hour nap. We'll make it as far as we need to, and then when they start waking up and as we're coming into town, I'll stop and get gas. So it gets down to like 10 miles left. They're still asleep. Actually, so I'm like almost coming into town. I'm coming down a hill and getting ready to go back up a hill, and as I'm coming down a hill, I can feel the engine like cut out. And I was like, that was weird. And so I like push the gas a little bit, and nothing really happens. Like I'm not accelerating. And I look over, and at the bottom of that hill, there's a gas station, but I couldn't see the gas station. I was just thinking, I think there's a gas station right there. But they were doing some road work at the entrance of it, and I'm like, is it closed? I think that's a gas station. So I start trying to turn, and I come around the side of the mountain thing, and there is a gas station there. It looks like it's open, and I'm just coasting at this point. I hadn't even planned on going to that one.
Yeah.
So it could have been way worse. So anyway, I'm like pulling onto the road, getting ready to turn into the parking lot, and the car starts going beep, 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 like an alert symbol on the dash. And it said, shift the car into neutral and shut it off. So I did that. And then I let off the brake and just like let myself coast until I came to a complete stop. So I'm like, let's see how far I can coast.
Right.
Then I called Brad. Like, once we came to a stop, I called Brad. Well, like, they had no power steering either. It was weird. So I was worried it wasn't the gas. I was worried it was something else going on. So I called Brad. He didn't answer. I called my dad. My dad started walking me through, like, troubleshooting things. So he's like, put it in park, shut the car off, like, get out and close the door and lock the doors as if you're, like, start from scratch and see if it's some kind of electrical issue. But he's like, roll down the windows just in case you lock yourself out and you can't get back in or something. Mm-hmm. So I was doing that. What, Bear? So nothing's working, and then I'm on the phone with my dad. My dad's like on speakerphone, and Ada's starting to freak out. Elsie didn't care at all. But I get out, and I'm like, I wonder if I can push it and just kind of steer it while I'm pushing on my door. And my dad's like, don't do that. What if you slip and run over yourself and then the babies are in the car? I was like, oh. So I was still kind of like pushing it just to see if I could do it. And it was fine. But then it started rolling a little bit faster. And I was like, well, he might be right. But luckily a couple of people saw me doing that and ran over. So I steered while they pushed, got to the gas pump. They were so nice to do that. And then my card wasn't working at the pump, and it's not like I could just go to a different pump. So I tried 2 different cards. None of them were working, and you have to go in to pay. You have to literally go in to prepay. You can't just pay at the pump. So anyway, she happened to be, the one that pushed me happened to be in her car and was driving by and was like, are you getting it? So I told her I'm going to have to go inside, and all the babies were in the car, and I mean, it was just ridiculous.
Were Berend Lyndle and Eloise just like being quiet?
Yes. Yeah. So she was like, I'll stand right here. I'll try not to freak them out, but I'll just stand right here if you want to run in. And so I ran in, and the counter was right there, and I literally held the door open with my foot so I could keep a line of sight on the car, and just like handed the guy my card, and I was like, put $20 on pump 1, and Dad's on the phone still. And he's like, why just $20? Just fill it up. And I'm like, I don't know how much it is to fill it up.
Right.
I don't want to have to come back in here and get change. Like, I don't know how that works.
Right.
So anyway, I need gas again because I only put $20 in. But it's funny because my dad did the exact same thing a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. On the highway, though. And
yeah. Had to wait for AAA to come.
Just had to, oh my gosh, can you imagine?
With all those kids? Oh, heck no.
Well, I would have had my parents probably.
Yeah.
Luckily, they were.
How far from home were you?
Not far. I mean, I was like up a hill, down, and up another hill, and I was at the dam.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it wasn't too bad. Like, it wouldn't have been too bad if they would have had to come. But then I was thinking, while I was sitting there, since I couldn't push it myself, I was like, well, what if I just go to that gas station and get a gas tank and fill it up and put it in? I was like, Dad, do you think they have gas tanks in the, like, do you think they sell gas tanks? And he's like, you're asking me if the gas station that you're at sells gas tanks? Or gas cans or whatever?
They probably do.
Yeah.
But they're probably like $20 for a 1 gallon.
Yeah, and I would have had to do that like 3 times just to get the fumes up to the level they needed to be. Yeah, I won't be doing that again. And before we left, I had a triple blowout situation with the babies. It was just kind of a day.
But it sounded like everything worked out.
It did. Like it could not. The whole visit itself could not have gone more smooth. Oh, and I did U.S. Electronics. I was really proud that like we did sticker books and dry erase books and stuff.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well,
How was your day?
Very uneventful compared to that. I'm not going to top that story.